Did you know that by 2020, Africa had between 650 and 700 million Christians? It is also projected that by 2050 there will be 1.1 billion Christians in Africa.
Today, we have great numbers of Christians coming to Christ, but they are finding pastors who are not prepared to disciple them, to become more like Jesus and be able to also help others become more like Jesus. As Community Transformation Center, we have a robust program that helps look at the culture that is dominant in the church today and whether it's supporting churches to build and support believers to become more like Christ and make a deliberate commitment to help others to become disciple makers. We support churches build cultures of discipleship that integrate economic empowerment as an integral aspect of faith formation. We have already trained 73 pastors in Kalobeye and also in Kakuma 3 and Kakuma 1.
I'm Reverend Timothy Ibrahim Krinti. I'm pastor in church in St. Luke. Concerning this training, it's very, very important. If this training can be reached to all the pastors in the camp, I think there will be transformation, because the group that I mobilize it is just 15 pastors, and we have more than 200 pastors.
I personally benefit a lot because before training I wasn't know difference between teaching and preaching, and also before I was not knowing that the importance of discipleship.
So as CTC, we help in three things. Number one, we help in auditing the current culture in the church today. And number two, we help the pastor start moving from an orientational program of what discipleship is for new believers to actually thoroughgoing processes for all believers in Christ. And number three, we also support them to get to know who is in their church. So that we don't just equate maturity to how long one has been in the faith. So they do a basic survey that informs them on the kind of worship, the kind of teachings, so that they are intentional in discipling their members. And finally, we integrate economic empowerment as an integral part of this process, because today the church is loud on proclamation, but very lean on implementation because they are not able to afford to finance gospel activities in the community. We have a program that is helping churches to be able to turn workspaces as platforms for engaging the cause of Christ for His glory, so that we don't have just one pulpit on Sunday, but we have multiple pulpits through believers in their workplaces.
I know CTC Africa is a small organization that now is growing. And our prayer that God is going to open more doors so that the next training will accommodate many pastors.
My names are Ambassador Peter Gitao, retired. I'm former Kenyan ambassador to Namibia and Angola, but currently retired. I usually tell people I'm retired, but not tired. I have new tires, and that might explain why I am able to come to Kakuma. So I should say that this has been transformational for me. As an ambassador, I have served my country faithfully, Namibia and Angola, but I have never had an interaction with people living in a refugee camp, affected, displaced. With the pastor's training that we have had, with Bishop Zachary and Pastor Kefa, it has been another transforming time, and we have experienced really a great connection with them. One of the things is the need of translating the materials into Arabic here, particularly the pastors' training materials, so that they can interact with them. This juncture, I feel compelled to appeal to friends, Christians, other churches in where we go, to the members just to give, because that gift, the dollar or the shilling or the equipment that you provide, definitely means a lot. It transforms the lives of many, and indeed there is great impact. I want to appreciate the commitment and the work of CTC Global, particularly the USA, the work that you're doing in trying to fundraise for the work. I want to say that as a board here, we shall ensure that all resources that are raised will be used for the work that has been purposed.